Hey guys, today we're going to be reviewing the all-new 2024 CRF250RX. This is their enduro slash cross-country model. Difference between this one and the R model, if you come over here, you'll see that this one has a slightly bigger gas tank. This has a slightly over 2-gallon gas tank. It has the 18-inch rear rim for more plush, more contact patch as well. It's going to be wider. The 2024 also has a selectable mapping mode. It also includes a launch control mode right here. So these lights light up whenever you're in your different map settings or launch control modes. On this specific model, it's supposed to have a slightly plusher suspension, but it does still carry the same motor and gearbox that the motocross model does. So we'll see how a 5-speed transmission does doing enduro type riding and stuff. Usually 5 speeds have a longer gearing ratio, so we'll see how that performs. This one is my friend's bike. He's done a few things to it, such as frame guards, swing arm guards, hand guards, but for the most part it's original. He did heat wrap it. These bikes do tend to run hot from the factory, so I would recommend you get like some kind of heat shield or heat wrap or ceramic coat the exhaust. They do like to run hot. But overall, representation wise, it's a pretty solid bike. I do like the way that the new Hondas look. They've always caught my eye for sure. It is also a taller bike. It's on the taller side. I'm 6'2" and kind of got to tippy toe it. It's definitely on the taller side. I think the seat height is a little over 37 inches, probably closer to 38 depending on sag. This one over the R model doesn't come included with a kickstand. And it comes with a skid plate as well. So our models will have a smaller gas tank. It will have a titanium smaller gas tank, no skid plate, no kickstand, and a 19-inch rear wheel. That is the main difference between the RX and the R model. I'll get into a riding review for you guys right now. Alrighty guys, we're gonna get into the test ride review here. Once again, this is the 2024 CRF250RX model. This one, suspension-wise, is completely original, so it's going to be a fairly factory ride. There are a few add-ons like hand guards, but it's going to be an original ride, an honest review as well. So let's see how it is. This model comes with electric start, and it has 3 map switching modes along with a, I believe, traction control mode, which we'll get into that in a minute. So let's see. Overall, starts up nicely, revs. I love the way the bike sounds. It does have a cable clutch and a 5-speed transmission. So far, it has a fairly torquey power delivery, as you would expect from most 4-stroke, if not all. First gear seems to be pretty long as well, if I'm being honest. That's probably coming from the fact that it's a 5-speed transmission. It just bites and torques everywhere though. So far, I'm fairly impressed with the power delivery. Let's see what map it's currently in. Pop it into neutral real quick. Oh. Alright, let's see. Alright, it's currently in the 3rd map, so that blinked 3 times means it's in the 3rd map, which is the highest map. It goes, first map is, I believe, medium, 2nd map is the slowest, the weakest map, and 3rd map is the hot map. That's the most powerful map out of all the maps. And then it also has a launch control mode, which we'll get into that in a minute. So right now we're in the most powerful map, so we'll see how it goes from there. Oop. definitely are motocross orientated, which is what this bike comes from, motocross. So with that being said, it's definitely on the stiffer side of suspension. We'll see how it takes a smaller trip. I think I'm on the wrong path here. Yeah, I was on the wrong path. Let me try that again. It being a 250, it just, wow, this thing just bites. It really just bites. Let's try that again. Yeah, that one, it is stiff. But for it being stiff, having motocross background and everything, it handled the jump surprisingly well. Obviously, for it being marketed as enduro though, it's not, it's definitely stiffer than people would like for that style of riding. So I would definitely recommend getting it sprung your way and tuned for your way, of course. What else can I say about the bike? The brakes, they're very touchy. They work extremely well, front and rear. You barely touch the rear brake, it locks up immediately. Let's see. Yeah, rear brake just locks up immediately. The gearbox is actually incredibly smooth. I love how smooth this gearbox is. A lot of gearboxes are very notchy, and sometimes they can have false neutrals in between gears. This gearbox is actually incredibly smooth. It has no issues clicking up into gear, going down into gear. Wow. I'm very impressed with how it performs so far. Other than my only complaint is being how stiff the suspension is. And for it being a 5-speed, it does have some issues at low speed technical stuff. And for it also being a 4-stroke, it'll want to stall a lot sooner than most other bikes. Let's see if we get that launch control function to work. Let's see. So I believe we hold the clutch in, hold the start button, and that blinks 3 times. Pink, the pink light means that launch control is activated. So now we can kick it up into any gear we'd like. Once we release that, we could dump the clutch, rev it up, dump the clutch, and launch control should work. And like I suspected, it did just that. It definitely cut the power. So when you let off the clutch, it kept the wheel from spinning too much to keep traction going. So it cut the power there. Whatsoever. I've got to say, for being a 5-speed, having that much slowing, it definitely feels closer to maybe even a 350 at that point. Power delivery is phenomenal. It does, I have noticed that the power does like to dip off in the higher range of the revs. So, it is nice, since it's being marketed towards enduro, that it's more torquey in the lower range. However, doing high-speed races and stuff, the higher RPMs does tend to fall off, so you can probably change that, with the cam setting different, like the H3 cam. I'm not sure if they make those for the 2024 yet, but yeah, overall the bike feels very solid. So I'll go park it right now, and I'll give you guys a final thorough review about it. Alright, so overall guys, after the ride on it, first impressions, I would say it's definitely a solid bike. For it being marketed as towards enduro though, I would say it's definitely it's not quite there yet. For Honda, being their first year trying with their CRF lineup, this isn't quite the X. Obviously the X is more oriented for that. This doesn't come with the headlight until like the X does, but the fact that it's a 5-speed transmission, suspension is very stiff. It's not really an enduro model. For my honest opinion, it's really just a motocross bike with an 18-inch rear stopped on it with slightly softer suspension. I would say it's more of a cross-country bike than enduro style bike. However, I do really like the bike. The power delivery is phenomenal. It feels better than a 250 in my opinion. The low end torque is just phenomenal. It just climbs up anything without any hesitation or issue. It just does it with ease, absolutely. I do like the fact that it has map switching and it has the traction control mode as well. We tested it out here as well, and that did phenomenal. I cannot complain with there. You can definitely tell the difference between the mapping modes and then the launch control modes as well. I get into that in a further video if you guys like. Overall, if you want a good reliable bike, if you're just starting out, if you want to start doing some high-speed cross-country, whatever, I would say this is a phenomenal bike for you. But if you're looking for more enduro-style, low-speed technical stuff, I would say I would probably look elsewhere. For this being a 5-speed with stiffer suspension, I would say look elsewhere if you're looking for slow-speed stuff. But for medium to high-speed, this is definitely a great bike for you. And yeah, that's all I've got to say about it for now. I'll catch you guys next time. Later.